what's up, everyone? Welcome to Stuff I Never Learned from a Schoolbook, special edition for Wednesday night, which we don't normally do, but we have some special guests coming on tonight, and I wanted to make sure we got everybody in. I'll let them talk about what they're going to talk about, but I do have three very special guests, and I'm just going to bring them all in at once. So I'm going to throw Bill in here first because y'all have seen his ugly mug before. What's up, Bill? How you doing, brother?
How you doing?
Good. I'm going to bring in Tony from Fantasm Orlando. He's the founder of it.
How you doing?
And of course, I'm going to bring in Shelly from Shock Reel Cinema Film Festival. So how y'all doing?
Hey. Good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So Bill reached out to me and said, "Hey, Tom, I want to do this little bit of a little advertising, a little update, a little talking, because we got some stuff going on for the Fantasm Orlando, and I got a couple of guests I want to bring on with me." And I was like, "Outstanding, let's do this. Let's rock." So y'all will see the comments pop in down the bottom there. This is my wife actually saying hi to everybody. So you don't see her, but you will definitely hear her because she sits out in the other room. She's kind of monitoring all the systems to make sure they're working for me and my network doesn't go down and everything else. But we do have conversations, and you will hear her on a delayed laugh because normally we say something and it takes her about 10 seconds to catch up to us. So she's on a delay, so she'll pop in every once in a while. So hey, Jamie, how you doing? Jamie's going to be on my Jamie's actually here, and she's going to be on my show not too far down the road. So hi, Jamie. And then Stuart's, of course, popping in from Tejas. What's up? How you doing, Stuart? Stuart actually sent me a message saying, "Where's your show at? Did you not go on? What happened? Did you miss it?" And then I had to remind him that it's not until 7 o'clock Central. So there he is.
And I was promoting your show for another week.
Right. Yeah, you were. What's up, Bobby? You were actually promoting my show for Monday with Melinda Williams. I have coming up.
That'll be a great show to promote as well.
Let me tell you, I went on this morning trying to share this into all the groups, and then I realized about 20 groups in that I was sharing his Monday one with my text for tonight. I had to go fix everything. That's how it's been today so far.
Right. And that was early this morning. So this is what I normally tell people. Jamie's saying down there, time zones make me crazy. So I'm on at 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. I'm 17 hours behind Australia, and I'm 11 hours behind Indonesia because normally I have people that pop in from those time zones too.
But it depends on what for Australia. It depends on what time of the year too, because
it does. But right now and where they're at, it's 17 hours. I'll make the adjustment during the winter, but our winter. But right now, that's how it works. So
yeah, my friend, when we would watch movies, he's on like closer to, I think, I guess they're East Coast. I don't know. I forgot. I'm trying to remember when I've said to them. But when we've we've watched movies, we have coordinated. It's either when I'm waking up and he's going to bed or vice versa. And we would watch the same movies together and like make comments. That would be like our watching a drive-in movie together with your friends. So
yeah, that's how I had to actually do an interview with them out there. They asked me to do an interview, and they're just getting up and I'm getting ready to go to bed. So it was up a little late for that. So
Jim.
Oh yeah, Gemma, and Jamie's actually out in Hawaii, so she's 5 hours behind us. So
can we be in Hawaii?
Right, Jamie. I still haven't got that invite out there to come see anything, but whatever. I understand, Jamie. I thought we were friends, but that's cool. Whatever. So, so anyways, thank you for coming on the show. Like I said, and I'm going to let whoever wants to start. I'll let you guys fight it amongst yourself. So
Tony, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? My name's Tony. I'm the founder of Fantasm Orlando. This is our third year. We are at a new venue this year. We're a haunt and horror convention. We are one of the first conventions that we know of or know about that actually have a haunt that is a full build haunt in the convention space itself. So it's not outside. It's not at a different location. It's actually in the convention venue itself. This is our third year. We are at a new location. We are at the Doubletree Hilton at the entrance to Universal Studios.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, this is our first year at this venue. So,
very nice.
Yep. We got horror guests, celebrities. We got the Shock Reel Film Festival that Shelly's in charge of. And then, obviously, Bill is the head of our paranormal area. So, yeah, it's going to be a great time. We're happy to come back for our third year.
if anyone wants to go check out the site down there below Shelly. I'm not pointing at Shelly, but below Shelly. So not yonder, but beyond yonder, over yonder is the actual official site out there, phantasmofficial.com. Go check that out, as well as the Facebook site, facebook.com/Fantasm Orlando. I'll be throwing this up throughout the night numerous times as more people start to roll in. So don't get tired of seeing that, but that's a good thing. So.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Oh yeah, no problem. What's up, Nighthawk? How you doing, brother? So yeah,
it's a very interactive convention. It's
Yeah.
very different. Last year I was a guest. This year I'm also a guest, but I'm also running the paranormal side of it, trying to build that up a little bit. Like you were saying, it's a full blown walk through haunted house.
Awesome.
Inside the convention, along with a lot of other stuff. It's something to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, and you have advertisements out on the side I threw up. There's it's talking about people. It's talking the people that are going to be there. Everything else, it's kind of advertises everything. So people need to go out to that site and just take a look at it and really get and really get involved with that, because I think they're going to have a blast out there for it.
We absolutely.
Yeah, we have a little exclusive announcement, I guess you could say.
Very cool.
Hasn't been advertised yet or actually announced at all, but on the paranormal side now we have Chris McKennell coming in to the convention. That's
Really?
the grandson of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who runs the Warren Legacy Foundation. He's
Yeah.
going to be there. He has his own booth next to me. He'll be coming into my panels. I'm going to be doing some panels with him, and I can't say exactly what he's talking about yet, but it looks like there will be some panels about the true stories behind some of the big cases of his grandparents. Maybe Conjurings, maybe Amityville. He was investigating with them since he was 16.
Very cool.
So he was part of a lot of those cases.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. I think I might have to sneak out of the film festival room and have one of my staff help out during that time. I might just make a little sneak out.
That reminds me, Bill. This is the one I was telling you about. Remember, I was telling you there was a magazine with the big write-up from them.
Oh yeah.
This is the issue. I'll send you the issue number and all that. So maybe you want to back order it. This is, I think, 3 months ago. So,
oh wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like, I think there's like 10 or 12 pages on the Warrens in this.
Oh wow.
Cool. I'll send you that. Thanks for reminding me of that. I just happen to have it on this shelf. So
well,
Stuart, to answer your question, it's 19th to the 21st of August.
Yes,
absolutely.
And we may have a couple other members of the Warren Foundation coming in to help with some of his panels too. We're not sure who yet and what's going on, but it'll be very interesting. Along with Kelly, who's coming down from New Jersey with all her haunted items.
Are you having Kelly come down?
Yeah, Kelly's coming down.
Very cool. Yeah,
and she's bringing all her stuff. She's going to have a whole setup. She's going to do panels on some of her favorite pieces and everything. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So for those who are wondering, that Kelly we're talking about, she actually has like haunted dolls and haunted pieces and everything else that has been brought in, or that she has brought into her home and takes care of. And she's pretty much the caretaker of it. But she has a lot of them, and she's very good at what she does and keeping them. Best way to say it is under control. So it's very cool to be down there to go watch her, to go look at her stuff as well. So yep, that'll be good.
I might be on the safe side and just stay away during that part, just to be, I'm the worst luck. I think I'd be the person that somehow would, the people who accidentally mess around with something in a movie and then they get over their head. Mm-hmm. That would be me. So I know it's like, I understand, but I'm not that person. I know it's like, it's cool, but I know I'd be the person who go like get possessed or something.
The answer to that, William, is yes. She actually has clown dolls. She has all kinds of dolls, and she'll probably be bringing a handful of them out. But yes,
she has some interesting stuff. Not like your normal things. It's really not.
Yeah, not the standard run of the mill type of stuff that she's going to be bringing with her as well. There's some stuff that's very eclectic is another good word to use there.
Man, you say that word and that lures me. You say eclectic or weird, and I want to go and see it.
Shelly, I think you should go ask when you're there. I think you should go find Kelly and ask her, what can you lick?
No, I wouldn't do that even if no. I wouldn't do that even if it wasn't haunted.
I so thought I had Tony's doing a spit take right there.
You better put that advisory up there.
Hold on. I gotta throw this one up for you.
There it
It
is.
does need to be right over Bill. It does need to be over Bill. He needs an advisor.
He does, right? It's always about Bill. Bill's always the one causing my problems around here.
See?
Well, one of the things that we want to do at Phantasm is we really want the paranormal section to grow. And I think my dog is going crazy. I apologize for that.
Hey, you do what you
No
do.
problem.
But we really want the paranormal side of that because it is so popular and it gained so much momentum and stuff in the past 10 years with all the different shows that are on TV that are bringing it to the forefront and stuff.
Yeah.
And we really want that side of the convention to really grow.
So Nighthawk is offering to maybe he'll bring his medicine bundle with Skinwalker medicine. So
There you go.
for those who don't know, Mr. William Nighthawk is a Native American shaman. He does a lot as far as that side of the house, and he's very, very, very knowledgeable and in depth about it. He's also a cryptid, like a cryptid specialist, so he shows her about that as well. He makes a lot of his own stuff that he sells, and it's really on the cryptid side. And he's actually one of the people that I follow as far as my Native American side. Is I'll reach out to him and ask him questions and stuff like that. So he knows what he's doing. So Shelly,
I guess it's my turn to.
Shockville Cinema Film Festival. You're looking at deer in headlights. Nope.
No, it's just because I got to wear glasses or I
No,
can't
I mean me. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of it before. So you guys.
Okay.
I'm not from Florida, so I'm learning all this new stuff myself. I'm actually stuck in Omaha.
Well, that's
Nebraska.
okay. You're originally from. You said the other side of the state,
Correct.
so country. We already know how we're all sorts of weird on all sides of the parameters of the country.
Yes,
but
definitely.
so the Shock Reel Cinema Film Festival. What we focus on is independent films, or more to point, very either short or features from kind of people you haven't heard from yet. A lot of filmmakers, especially when they're either not a big hit or not known, they're starting out or they've been around for a while and maybe they just are not going to get, like, maybe their budgets are like 20 grand or less, or 10 grand, or even $100. And there's various degrees, but what you get sometimes is some really interesting ways because they don't have all the things that Hollywood does, and they come up with really creative ways. Some of it's just gory, which I like too, but you get to see the variety of different filmmakers, and we have them from all around the world, not just the country.
Right.
But we have some submissions from France. Last year we had some from Malaysia. We have one in some other places around the world. So what we're really trying to promote is filmmakers that, especially in Florida, we have a lot of filmmakers. They're not all like big names. They're in the smaller communities. I know Orlando and Tampa have a good amount. I know around like the FSU area, they have a big amount. Miami, obviously. So these are kind of some of the big parts. But because, most people think of now Atlanta or Louisiana or as like the non-Hollywood hubs other than, Canada. But we do have communities, not just here, but in other states too. They just need some of those filmmakers to get a chance. So what we try and do is find those filmmakers and then show their films. People love these films if they see it. How else you can find it except at a film festival? Right. And the good thing is it's not the only thing. We know sometimes you want to do something fun. We've all been to different conventions or events where we had one plan of attack, what we wanted. But sometimes something came out and you're like, oh, maybe I'll go in here.
Yeah.
That's how you find some of the most interesting things. And not just for films, but like some of my favorite panels have been that way too. Authors I've met, it's always been something like that. So we're just trying to bring more of that.
So Cannes Film Festival, but for Shock.
Much smaller. You won't have the. I'm gonna be
we're
honest.
trying
You
to
ain't
grow
gonna
this
get the
out.
distribution deals. You're not
We're
gonna
trying-
get any distribution deals.
We're trying
yet.
to grow this out. Come on, we're
We
with me,
will.
lady.
We will.
Please.
I just don't want to commit to distribution deals this first year. Well, this third year, to be fair. But
So
yeah,
I gotta ask, because you said that that you get films from all over the world.
yes.
How much different is it to watch a shock and horror or a gore show or anything else with subtitles? I think we're talking.
It's not, but well,
Really?
it's kind of hard for me to say because I've always loved. Because I've always liked these types of movies, scary movies in general, since I was a kid. They always said like for me when I was growing up after like maybe 11. Fangoria was always talk about the uncut versions of Argento or this and that of their movies. But
Right.
all you got was the cut or the dubbed, and I had to track down bootlegged, and they would always be subtitled then. So I just got used to it. I actually prefer it. I think you have to pay attention, obviously, because you have to read.
Right.
But I think
I'm out.
outside that, you get well for longer features, for the longer ones. For shorter ones, you can actually like I've seen ones that are 7 to 10 minutes. That the way the expression is, there's not a lot of dialogue, but you already know what's going on. And most of the time it's like that. But in the features, I think it's kind of more interesting just because you hear things differently. You hear the voices and how it's supposed to feel. It actually blends better when you hear the score they wanted, the voices, and then you just read and it fits better. Sometimes if you've ever watched something that you put the subtitles on and it's in English already and you know it's an English dub, you could kind of see where it doesn't feel right.
Right.
So for me, it's a different way, but trust me, they have gory stuff just like here. They have intellectual stuff too, and it's just various. You see certain trends in certain areas or certain time periods.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's just some are more extreme, some have more whatever. But other than that, yeah, the subtitle part I find is the least problematic part. I watched the anime. This was just another way. This is the same thing. I'd rather hear that than the same actors being used for certain dubs, which not so much as bad now, but especially in the 70s.
Yeah. Well, my wife said she's out, and this is true. I can vouch for this. I rarely ever watch all the shows we watch. She's on her computer with her head down, so she listens and then glances up every once in a while. And if there are subtitles at all, she's like, "What happened? I missed that." Like, oh, Jesus! So I'm like, "You see that?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "Never mind." So I just
my wife.
So
my wife won't watch horror at all. Doesn't matter if there's subtitles or no sound.
yeah. Right.
Well, then you get some of them they're going and doing something else, but they're listening. And they're like, I'm watching. No, you're not. You don't know what happened. You're doing that. You know. So, but it's if you're open minded to watching something with subtitles and you don't mind it, your eye gets trained to read quick and look up.
It's true because I watch a lot of overseas martial arts shows and everything else that are all dubbed and done with soundtrack or with subtitles and everything else. So I have to say hi to Zhang. Sorry, I got to stop and say hi to Zhang. Zhang is one of the people I told you that sees us from overseas. She's the one that comes in and sees us from Indonesia. So good morning or hello, Zhang. Trying to do the math in my head, and I'm like, let's just say hi. So, so we do have a question for you guys. Whoever wants to hop onto this one. Hale saying, how do you guys feel about John Carpenter's pioneering influence on synth music, particularly in cinema?
Tony, I'll let you go first because
I love pretty much all of John Carpenter's scores. I mean, you know exactly what kind of a movie you're getting into if he's done the score for it. I mean, typically he does all of his own, but I mean, look at the influence it's had on the opening of Stranger Things.
Oh
and all these other things. His work is great. There are some that I like better than others. I mean, you know, like Halloween and stuff like that. But I like Christine and all that kind of stuff. Just his music adds so much to the tone and to the mood. It's just great. And then no one has ever done that kind of music where that's Carpenter. That's a Carpenter score. That's a Carpenter movie. It just gels perfectly. I love it. Shelly, go ahead.
Yeah, no, see, I love you put a synth on anything and I'm happy because I'm like the bat cave old like goth type of music or bust out some new order and we're all happy. So for me, I love synth. So as that was like always, in fact, there are times I probably like more. There are a few John Carpenter movies that are like okay, but the scores are always 100%,
Yeah.
and that's how I feel. Like even now, when he's kind of done, he's getting still with the music, but not so much his doing his own stuff lately or kind of the last few years of his own movies. I think his scores are still, or his musicianship is still really good. And you're right, Tony mentioned it. Whenever anyone thinks of anything synth in a horror movies, it's always John Carpenter. It doesn't matter who, that's what everyone thinks of, and that shows. I mean, it shows his influence.
I would say it's I would actually say it's iconic because it's
Absolutely.
instantly recognizable. When you hear it, I don't care who you are. When you hear it, you go, I know what that movie is. And even if you just hear a glimpse of it, you're just like, yo, I know what that is. And if you've watched it, just based off the music you hear yourself, you already know what sense you're about to feel about it, whether it's anxiety, whether it's a heightened sense of excitement or whatever else being based off of it. You're like, oh, I know what that is.
Exactly.
So, yep.
The only thing I've seen, the only close, but not exactly, not as close, not on the same level, would be, and this again is mostly because I like Italian movies, Goblin or Simonetti when he's being used. Again, not as iconic as Carpenter. And to be fair, some could use some of that, but when I think of their music, I can hear something from Simonetti or Goblin as a whole and think, okay, I know which movies they're from. But that's a much smaller, probably the closest. I would still say Carpenter's way above here.
While you were talking, I was just thinking about Goblin. I was going to bring that up too. So it's fun. It's funny that you said that. But you were talking about just hearing a little clip of something, whether Carpenter's trying to set a mood and you just hear like little drum beats or even like hi-hats, like ting, 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 you know what I mean? Something like that. It just, it's Carpenter. You just know what it is. It's perfect.
And based off of what it is, it builds that anticipation because you know something's about to happen. There's not everyone has. I mean, most everyone you can tell when something's going to happen, but it seems like his sense and style of music already ramps you up, going, "Oh, this is going to be good." So you're just like anticipating what's going to happen,
and
so
nothing has to happen either. Nothing can happen. It could just be someone walking down a hallway,
and it's just the
that feeling of dread and despair.
There's just something about it.
Yeah.
So Stuart, my favorite is Thurman music and films. Something is going to happen. So yes, feels along the same lines. Just kind of that's going to happen. And the Nighthawk is coming in. But let's face it, any horror movie that sends chills down your spine is great. The music makes it.
I will 100%, and not even just horror movies in general.
Right.
If you've ever been, I don't know how many people have been on the side of seeing where a film is from the beginning, from the script to filming to editing and then post-production, even editing, even practical effects, special effects, all that. Once the score goes, it instantly, if you've ever seen it, it really feels like it has changed something. It's harder to explain, but you've probably seen scenes from like Halloween's one of those that they say they'll show a scene with and without the music, and without the music, it's nothing. Not nothing, but it's kind of normal. I've seen that even on like when we've worked on films, and it's like so amazing when you see how it changes. So yeah, I would say the first thing any filmmaker, your audio and your score, make sure that's even better than how it looks in front of you, because people get by. I mean, we all watch VHS tapes. We all watch some VHS bootlegs.
The sound dropping out of it.
Yeah. Say hail, saying I agree with you guys, and I feel John Carpenter is largely to thank for current music genres, such as dark synth and retro horror synth. So yes, I would agree with that too. So good question, Hale. Appreciate it. And Zhang's kicking in with. So Zhang is she's music. I mean, I'm gonna say it, the best way I can say it is she's music by life. She teaches, she plays beautifully, she does everything. and it really is in her son plays, her father played. So it's just a generational thing. And for those who don't know, and well, two of you don't, Bill may have been on this conversation, and this is going to tie into the paranormal side that Bill's talking about here as well. But Zhang, we have had a discussion with her before where when she plays, the spirits that are around her will stop, and they all just stop and listen, because she has that playing ability and that style that they just love the way she plays. And I don't care if it's a 3-year-old or it's a 90-year-old. When she plays, they all stop and kind of come towards her piano, because I can see them, so that's how I know this. But they come to her and they just sit and they just watch. So it's really nice. So you have a music aficionado in our crowd right now. So.
Oh my God, it makes so. Again, I'm not as familiar with the connection just because I know me. I'm not sensitive, but I know I would fall myself into a wrong situation. But I find that it makes perfect sense. Music's so much part of us. I say people are music or movie people, but music is really when your emotions and connection. So it would make sense that, even after that, it's still strongly connected with us, even after that.
Yeah. And I mean, I am in no way, shape, or form any type of music aficionado outside of that I can remember any type of music at all the time. What it is, because my memory's stupid like that. It remembers everything. But even when it's something as simple as like when I built you guys' commercial for the show, I always do my imagery first. And I always pick my music last because I want it to be what enhances. Mm-hmm. And when I watch it without the sound, I'm like, that's all right. And it's every commercial I ever built. I'm like, that's all right. But then when I put the soundtrack to it or the sound to it, I'm like, oh, that rocks. And, so I'm like, perfect. So then I'm like, save, play. So
well, it's like on my team, I have a team member, Jordan. Jordan's really big into the sound and music of everything. And he doesn't really investigate with us, but he does a lot of our work, like our trailers and all our video stuff and everything. And he does all his own music, or he'll put in somebody else's music. But the same thing, he's really particular about the music and where he puts it and where it works perfect.
Right.
Because you want to have the feel of it. Like, again, I've done it from editing for trailers and stuff. And it's trying to find like, not only just the images, but like, sometimes you even move things around because of where the music might fit better for things. Right. And that that's just something natural. It's the beat, the whatever you have, everything. It just flows.
I think that's where I may have some arguments with him every once in a while. I'll be like, oh, wait, change this part of the video. I got to put this in. And he's like, no, that's how the music goes, And
he's usually talking about like finding something that works in a specific way, like you were just saying. It makes me think of when Steven Spielberg was talking about when they came up with the score for the Indiana Jones.
Right.
John Williams he came to him with 2 samples, and then they played the one, and it was the beginning part, and then he played the second sample, and it was the bridge part or whatever. And they said, "Which one do you like?" And he goes, "Well, I like them both." And so they made one the beginning and one the end. He put them both together. He picked them both, and it became the iconic theme, because it was like, which one do you want? Well, I want both of them. Well, okay.
And it's funny how simple, even small things you'll know what they're from. For instance, and I know this is kind of off top track here, but I watch MASH all the time. And my wife has learned to watch MASH.
It just popped in my head right now.
And you hear it play, you hear the song "Suicide is Painless" play in the beginning. And it depends on what year you're in. But at the end of it, in the opening, it doesn't give that last bump. But then later on, it does. It gives that last bump. And then when they play the closing credits, it's like they switched them. Now you get the bump. Yeah.
It's funny you bring that up, because I can watch MASH. I'll watch 11 seasons of it and then start it right over. And my wife's like, "You are not watching MASH again."
Yeah. My wife is kind of she tolerates me watching it. I think she's learned to like it more than she says, but I think she likes it.
Mine's the same way. They like bits and parts of it. I think the laugh track bothers her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my son will be in his room, and I'll play the first few bars this song comes on. He'll peek his head out and be like, "Really?
Yep.
Really? Really?" But yeah, I can watch it every day
Yeah.
6 episodes at a shot.
Oh yeah, easily. I can.
Yeah,
I
and
can
it's funny you
watch
bring it
that.
up because
Yeah,
it's a point of contention in the house.
it's not really a point of contention. For the most part, we watch what we both want to watch, but there's a handful of things that she allows me to watch that I want to watch, but I think it's just growing on her. Another one that we watch that the sound for me is very any song that plays in this show, it's a sitcom that has been played for 9 years. Any song I recognize, but it's the show Scrubs. That's because I am a religious fan of it. I watch it anytime it's on. It's the same way I do with MASH. So the songs to me are just, they resonate with me. They make me happy. I know it's about to happen and everything else and stuff like that. So, and Nighthawk's right here. The vibration from it is soothing to our soul. Different types of music cause different effects. And Stewart's kicking in with harmonics connect everything in the world. So, yeah, I mean, it's what it is. That's what the music does to us. So, Debbie shouted out, Jamie shouted out to Debbie and said, hey, I was thinking about checking out the Orlando show this year. So Jamie is already advertising you guys out. So that is outstanding.
Thank you.
I'm actually really excited. Like I said, even though Bill's about the paranormal, though we had some previous year, it is building up a lot more. So that's really awesome. I'm glad about that because I know there's a lot of people, even where I know people in the Tampa Bay area, this is like everyone feels at connection. I know a lot of people and I talked about this with Bill and Tony. I think last week when we were talking with your other friend.
Karen.
I'm sorry, I forgot her name already.
Karen?
Yes,
Karen?
thank you.
Karen,
Yeah.
Karen's outstanding. I love her. So.
That all of our connections, movies, with like slashers and stuff, the paranormal, the authors, the cosplayers, the practical effects, all these different things, even the goth community and the anime communities, all of those kind of overlap a lot. And I've seen it, a lot of the people that like some of these same things also like paranormal. They'll do like a paranormal event, or they'll go to someplace where they feel connections, or Casadega for like a little weekend or something different. They'll go to one of these things. So it kind of makes sense that people are interested and would overlap. So that's another good thing about the convention is, there's a little bit of something for everyone. And usually a lot of the types of people will overlap into liking other similar things.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I know you're getting ready to say something, Bill, but it's funny you say that because there's a handful of people that I know that are cosplay, or there's something, but they just have a curiosity about the paranormal. And then after they sit and talk with me, or they sit and talk with one of my friends or something else, they end up finding out that they are paranormal. They just haven't awakened yet to it. So like, oh, I really love cosplay, but I'm really interested in this. And I'm like, oh, by the way, you're an empath. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm so then they get introduced to that, and then they go into some of these shows like this, and then they get, just like we were talking about, they get to see all the sides, and then it draws them to it even more because they're like, oh, I'm that. Oh, now I'm that, and I'm this, and it's pretty cool. And I just want to do a really quick shout out because Jamie's asking for us to tell Debbie who all of you are. So Bill Slevin off to my side right here. He's actually going to be out to the Fantasm Orlando as the paranormal side of the house. He'll be running all that wonderful stuff and making sure everything happens. Right down there on the diagonal side, that's Tony. He is the founder of the Fantasm Orlando. And then right beneath me is the beautiful Shelly for the Shock Reel Cinema Film Festival. So the leads, the heads, the main people are all right here on the show. Say what you will, but we got them all here, and they can talk about whatever they want about this or anything else because I said so. So there you go.
that sounded exactly like what I would have said when I was like 6.
Yeah.
Because I said so. I'm the oldest. I'm bigger than you to my younger sister.
Well, it's my show. So yeah. Fits right in with that logic. So plus I'm born on leap year, so I'm really only 12 and a half. So
oh my
really
fits perfect. So
see, what I was going to say is what's very different is last year, you remember last year I was just a guest, and I don't know, I am doing the paranormal side of it. I'm also a guest. I don't know everything that they have, going on, but I don't know everything this year. Yeah, what's going on? But last year I was really surprised by it because I went in just thinking it's a horror convention. I didn't expect a haunted house and an escape room
Right.
inside the place, and they had the dark carnival, phantasmagoria there, and they had nighttime stuff at night. It doesn't end at like 7 o'clock like most conventions. There was, the Rocky Horror one night that you guys were doing, and there's so much stuff going on, and it's very interactive. That's what makes it really, in my opinion, really different than a lot of them out there.
Here you go, Debbie. Let me help you out here. Bam. We'll throw that bad boy up there.
There it is. Thank you.
Go check that bad boy out. So official site, phantasmofficial.com, Facebook site, facebook.com/Fantasm Orlando. So for the people, the guests on the show, the reason I read everything out is because I also know that I have some of my people who will listen into my show, but they don't watch it. So I like to put up the comments and then read them out so that way they can hear them as well. In case you're wondering why I'm always reading stuff out, that's why.
I've watched enough. We trust you. We think you know what you're doing.
Nope, that would be
Your show.
I'm
not sure.
I remember I told you in the beginning, this is very informal and there's really I don't control anything really. I just let you kind of talk.
You also told me you were Superman, and you gave me that background story.
I did give you that background. So she was asking about why I have the Superman right there. For those who don't know, I used to do bad things to bad people. And during my time of doing bad things to bad people, I was shot, and I ended up surviving and killing the person who shot me. And so my teammates identified me as Superman because they said, even bullets can't stop him. He must be Superman. So there's my Superman story, and they also bought me my Superman tattoo. So there you have it. So now I'm being asked, Tony?
Yes, sir.
You know an artist by the name of Brian Stewart?
I do not.
Well, now we have to know who it is.
Well, now we got to know. Thanks, Stewart. Man.
Brian Stewart.
Brian Stewart.
I do not. Not that I know of.
All right.
You have a sample of his work?
What you got, Stewart? What you got? But
I know a couple Brians, but not Brian Stewart.
And also, Debbie, before I know you're going to go out there and check out the site, so make sure you go out to the sites. This is for everybody else who just decided to jump on here. I gave the advertisement, but again, this is going to be 19 to 21 August down in Orlando. It's going to Tony, tell them where it's at again. I don't want to say it wrong. Specifically where it's at.
Doubletree by Hilton at the entrance to Universal Studios.
Perfect.
So it's literally right off the highway.
It's a nice place.
Direct shot to Universal Studios.
Perfect.
So you stay out there, you go and have fun, and you get there either a day or earlier, day later, and then you could go and shuttle over to Universal. Mm-hmm. You could walk if you really want to, but they have a shuttle right there. It is that close.
Yeah,
and then just enjoy drinking or just Universal or eating or having fun. And then still be close enough to be home back at the hotel afterwards.
All of a sudden, those 20 people that were on the fence went drinking.
Right?
I'm in.
Go to Universal, go to City Walk, and stagger back.
Yeah. There you go.
A lot of great vendors also.
Absolutely.
And if I recall right, that's also that. I don't know if it's still there, but there was a Starbucks in that area, I think, of the Doubletree. But it's been a while.
Yeah, there is. There is.
I remember Starbucks. I got my priorities and
I can't remember if it's a Baskin Robbins, but there is an ice cream.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
I'm like, Baskin Robbins.
I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember what.
It's inside the hotel.
Exactly. Yeah, it's right inside.
Well, I unfortunately, I'm so happy I'm able to advertise this for you guys, but I cannot go. Stupid work. And I'm pretty sure even if I can weasel my way out of work, my wife is a teacher for a high school, and if I try to go without her, I may be hamstrung. So I don't think that would work. So
well, maybe
all I can think of is leave me up in Nebraska while you go to Florida, and all I heard was that in my head.
Yeah.
Well, what if I invite you as a guest that has to come and help me at the booth?
Oh, then I'd have to go. There is no way I can let the infamous Bill Slevin down.
Infamous.
Oh, okay.
See that?
So Stuart's saying he does a lot of things with the Dawn of the Dead and has a magazine named Phantasm. So
really,
I am going to.
I remember there was an old documentary in the early 2000s, I believe, called Phantasm at one time, but not a magazine. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Yes, Jamie's saying, "Oh, there's everything there." So
we have performances too. Just FYI, if you like entertainment, like Tony, I don't know what we can or not say performance wise, but you know there are we have some going on this year. Last year we had burlesque.
Mm-hmm. There's still burlesque, yeah. Speakeasy Sirens are there. They're doing the vampire dating game burlesque show there. Yep. So, yep.
Very cool.
So that's going to be an interesting little performance, I believe.
I believe it will. Yes.
And then one night after we have this wonderful character, we'll say Boris. He's hilarious, but he's our creature feature kind of host, and he will be doing a live creature feature of a movie. It'll be it will be very entertaining, but if you've ever seen a creature feature on TV, imagine that in person live. And he does that. He's a great improv person, but Boris is amazing. So that'll be something fun. There will be Boris
will it be fun? Because I always get roped into sitting with him while he's doing these things.
That's okay. He drinks.
He's a great. He's a wonderful guy. He's part of the Monster Manor crew, which is it's Boris and Scott Fensterer. And their Monster Manor is our official podcast of Fantasm Orlando as well. But Boris is he's definitely a unique character. He's the horror host of old. He's one of those the old Saturday afternoon type characters. He's something to behold for sure. Yeah, I can't wait to watch a movie with him, Shelly. I can't wait.
I say he's in the advertisement. He's on your guys' advertisement page. I saw that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys want a breakdown of everyone, pretty much is going to be there. Go out and, as I talk about it, go out to these sites and check them out, and you'll see them all listed there. You'll see there's like 3 or 4 pages of advertisements for everything that's going to be going on. Well, probably not everything, but a lot of what's going to be going on. I don't think you can fit everything into 3 or 4 pages of advertisement that you guys have on that site. But if most of the people here are probably, they must have seen some kind of advertisement for you guys. Otherwise, they wouldn't know to be here because it's a Wednesday night. And I use the same ones out of these sites, out of the Facebook one for my commercial, so they'll see them. But yeah, you'll see a list of people. Just a lot of entertainment, and it just sounds like it's going to be a blast, and it's something that I am at. I guess Bill's going to have to find a way to convince me to come out there and partake.
I do need help at the booth. I really do.
Well, Bill, I know just because of this group and all, I know you said there were, I know you already mentioned the big private announcement, well, not private, exclusive announcement earlier, but yes. I think you had mentioned there's someone who's doing like something with aura or something. I think I remember you saying that. I don't know that. I don't remember what you said exactly, but I thought that was interesting.
My wife, she's a vendor. She has a booth there, and she sells all kind of handmade candles with crystals and everything in them. But now she has an aura reading machine, and she had it when we went to MegaCon, and it was a big hit. A lot of people. It's a really interesting thing. It does a whole reading. She has a whole a whole readout, and she knows all about auras and what everything means and how it balances and how to fix it, and it's really interesting. But yeah, you could actually come and get your aura read. It's a pretty cool thing.
I'm sorry, I get fascinated by that, and this may be the weirdest reason to be fascinated. Tony will probably remember, but there was this. It was a TV movie, I guess, Omen 4, I guess, and. And there's a scene. She's obviously supposed to be a new Damien, whatever. Don't need to really know about the plot. You get the gist. It's like the Omen, but what for? But she's like an evil little girl, and at one point, her daycare babysitter, whatever, takes her to some sort of metaphysical thing, and they have a scene where they do an aura picture. Now they did it probably, whatever it was in the 90s, so it's probably like a goofy looking thing, but it was, when you said that, it's like, oh my god, this is like a legit one, not like Hollywood BS or thing. So I've always found that interesting, and that's all.
Yeah.
so my wife points out here that we did a Mystic Fest out here in Omaha, and they had someone who was doing an aura reading, and it's where they took the picture. Just like this. We had the aura photographer there, and then the person would read the aura and everything else, and it was that was the longest line at the entire Mystic Fest. So they had a place for people to sit, and all the seats were taken, and they're just waiting their turn to go get their aura the person to read it for them, and it was gonna be quite a wait for some of those people. So
she has the whole machine. She has the printer to print out the pictures. Hers also does a giant report that you could get. That's an extra thing. It's a huge report on everything. And it's pretty cool. And but she's, I believe, Chris is going to be next to me, and then she's going to be next to Chris. I had to put her a little further down. She didn't want to be too close. No. She didn't want to be too close to Kelly. She didn't want to be around all those haunted items.
All the haunted items.
Yeah. No, not me. She didn't want to be around the haunted items.
Are you going to be able to go back home after this convention?
She's like,
she's in Brazil right now, visiting her family. But yeah.
She's like, we have seen enough of each other at home. When we do these, we have to be apart a little bit.
No, not away from me, away from haunted items. She doesn't care for that too much.
So how do you, if she doesn't care for that so much, how do you coexist in this house?
It's an interesting thing. We actually, we're about as far opposites as possible, but it works. She supports me when I do. She just doesn't like to get involved in it. Like, for instance, tomorrow I'm going on an investigation. I have a residential investigation tomorrow night, but she's not here, so she can't even do it. But normally when I'll come back from an investigation, the next day when I go out to work, she's saging my clothes, my equipment. She, right. she's doing everything, to cleanse what I came home in.
Yeah. Yeah, when Nikki and I come back from investigations, we take everything out, we lay it all out in our garage, and we close the door, and by the time we're done, it looks like Cheech and Chong hung out of our house for a while. Oh my goodness. You open up the garage, it all rolls out, cops roll by. You're like, no, don't worry, it's just sage.
Yeah, she makes sure that she does that. She's just more afraid I'm gonna bring something home, bring something back.
That's a legit thing.
But I've been doing it for over 30 years. I've been pretty lucky.
So he has to knock on.
He's like,
let's just knock extra hard just to be on the safe side.
Although I have an investigation tomorrow night, and she's in Brazil for another week still at her family, so she can't do anything until she gets back. So by then it takes over the whole house.
So Tony, we may just want to have the backup paranormal person just in case Bill is not around. Okay, Tom's our backup.
There you go.
That's how I get there. That's how I get there.
Yeah, you heard it here. He should be there in case something happens to me during the show.
It's funny because I have on our last investigation, I was the one to pull somebody out of a possession. So we had someone who was slightly possessed and didn't know where they were and thought they were in a closet and had no idea who they were, even though we're on this huge stage. And I had to tell her and bring her out of who she thought she was and where she thought she was. Took me about 10 minutes to do it, but I was able to do it. So, and Nikki still doesn't like this idea. She says still bogus. So
I have it in writing.
Now, Bill, didn't you tell me that there's a certain little doll that you have that your wife is not keen about?
Oh, she hates Robert. He's right back there.
Yeah.
The little Robert. I used to be in the living room. That didn't last too long.
What?
I was about to say something, but then I looked over. I was like, I have a naked mannequin in my living room. Why am I even speaking at this moment? Actually, it's in my dining room, so a little better.
It's a replica, but she doesn't like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
I've got plenty of stuff that my wife doesn't like. We've got a Michael Myers sitting over our bed right now, staring right at us while we sleep. So,
well, I have this side.
That's how you get her in the
Sam back there.
Right.
That's a 4.5-foot animated Sam. He came for Halloween one year, and he's kind of she don't like that either. Let me tell you what
Sam?
Yeah, she doesn't like. I decorate the whole house outside for Halloween. It's crazy. But then the first year I had him, I said, "What am I going to do with him? I'm not going to take him apart and pack him back up." So he stays out here, and every holiday he's out. I got him next to the Christmas tree holding the lights like he's decorating the tree with a Santa hat on. She hates.
Oh my God, I needed an excuse to buy him. And now you gave me an excuse because we already have an all year Halloween tree. So we
Yeah.
just needed, this will be perfect. Or we'll bring them, we can rotate them throughout, but we can do it for every holiday, Easter.
I put him next to
everything.
the tree. I put a Santa hat on him, and then I take one strand of lights coming off the tree and I wrap it around him like he's holding it, like he was decorating.
See, my wife wants to buy one of those, the Home Depot 25-foot skeletons, and leave it out.
Oh yeah.
She wants to leave that out front and do different holidays all year round.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
St. Patty's Day,
November
Arbor Day, anything, any reason to dress it up. She wants to do that.
Let me tell you, November 1st at 6 a.m.
We're all waiting
She's
in
already
line.
like trying to get me to pack everything up that's out there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're waiting in line to buy the things that are on sale the day after.
No, that too, but I've gotten yelled at for that too.
Yeah, I would say
They don't last. They don't go on sale. They're sold out.
Oh no,
they are.
those I buy ahead of time, but I just meant in general for stuff.
Yeah.
You always need something new at the.
Hey, we get a lot of people at this house. They get cars lined up down the street because I do a lot outside. I have smoke machines. I have music. I have everything. But she's not thrilled with it. That's why. Was it last year or the year before? I don't remember. It was probably the craziest I did outside because she decided to go to Brazil through Halloween. She came back on Halloween. I told her, I said, that's not if it wasn't a pandemic at the time, I said, you would have been in trouble because it would have been a walk through haunted house by the time you came back.
Right.
She got
Which is
lucky.
funny because Nikki and I actually work a haunted house. It's actually at her brother's. He just builds this wonderful little. He has a 3-car garage, and he builds this haunted house through his 3-car garage that just kind of winds around, and we all dress up, and he leaves enough dark spots so we can go hide in them. And it's perfect. It's enough to we have scare and non-scare set up, so that way the kids who want to be scared, we all run in there into our places and scare the crap out of kids. The non-scare, the little ones who just want to go check out all the cool little things that are hanging up. So we have to do that. But yeah, it seems like every year he ends up with 2 or 3 new things, and we keep telling him sooner or later he's going to need a new house. He's going to buy the one next to it just so he has that one for his haunted house, and then the next door one he can live in.
That's how I get in trouble. Where did this come from?
Yeah, exactly. That was not there last year.
There was some talk with one of my neighbors because we do get a lot of attention out here, and the neighbors, they said, they were talking about possibly building something connecting both yards.
Oh, wow.
Like do a walkthrough part connecting from one yard to the other. I don't know if that'll happen this year, because there's too much going on. Maybe for next year.
At least it's cool. You got neighbors that are like good for that, good and wanting to do it. You don't have like a jerk neighbor who's like, oh, you're being too whatever.
We had one. We had one. They left, and I almost threw a block party. My one neighbor on the other side. Oh man, a lot of problems. And then when I saw them with the for sale sign, I was out there like practically, serving cookies to the people coming to look.
You ran them off. You finally ran them off.
I did.
And they've never been seen or heard from again.
It worked.
It's funny when you put in like people dying and like big things that look like people are being ripped apart and bogged and all this. No. It really does scare off some people.
See, here's the thing. When they pass away, Bill will hear from them again.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen.
I can take care of them too. Don't worry. I'll get them out also. But that's the thing. I was like, if it was like Ghostbusters, I would have been bringing them home in a trap and dumping them next door.
Right.
So and gone. Stuart saying do a bone archway. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's like, a lot of areas when they decorate for Christmas or whatever, you get neighbors that work together and they'll make a whole giant thing. They'll work together and make the whole yard or a cul-de-sac a certain, certain theming.
Watch
with white lights usually, but I prefer colored lights, but I'm a little trashy that way.
Watch my Facebook page around Halloween. Starting at the beginning of October, because my favorite thing is I have that jumping spider, and I keep them, and I have them pretty hidden. and I leave him on all day, and he gets every UPS driver, Amazon guy. I get them screaming and jumping. And last year I incorporated a second one. So I took the old one that wasn't working so well, and I put them off to the side. So they see that, and they kind of like, all right, it's not going. And then the other one jumps from the other side. I got kids screaming. At night, we leave the door closed, and I have the Ring doorbell. So we wait until they go to ring the doorbell. And when they reach over to ring the doorbell, the spider jumps out and like hits the little kid, and the kid goes running. And
So
My daughter wants to go to Spirit Halloween every day from the middle of September to the end of October. I want to go every day. She wants to go and stomp on all the things so they all jump and make noise.
What do you mean your kid? Don't you want to do that too?
Well, yeah, I'll go, but they'll
his
want us to
excuse.
take them, and then they'll go to my mother's and make her take them.
Well, you don't
She
go
doesn't want to
just
see that
once.
stuff.
You got to go you got to go a few times, more than a few times, because what if they don't always put everything out at the same time?
Right.
And sometimes there's different ones you have to go to, and you get the experience of enjoying. Hey, it's only open like what, 2 months? We got to
And
enjoy.
you want to go before people have broke them all too.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
So-
what we do when they first open.
What I actually heard from Bill's conversation back there when we start watching his Facebook is during that time frame, absolutely every package he gets from anyone, FedEx, Amazon, they're all broken because they all just don't
pretty much.
on them and or swing at
They
them,
they throw them at the spider.
right?
Usually it gets them when they place it down. So I'm usually pretty. One time I forgot. I had everything was set up at night, and I completely forgot. And
I swear.
they came with the food. No, they came with the food delivery. And I was running for the door. I'm like, oh crap. Yeah. And I hear the thing go off, and I'm like, oh, our food's all over the place.
There goes food.
Yeah. Luckily they jumped, but they didn't drop the food.
Taco Bell all over the doorstep.
I was running. I said, oh, I forgot.
Next
That
day,
was-
Bill's out there with a hose on the door. Sorry.
$12 worth of burritos gone.
Our mail lady, she knows after so many years. You watch her on the Ring thing, she just walks all around. She knows better.
She waves at your ring from the driveway and just puts it down on the end.
I'm gonna set it right here.
Yeah,
Come get it.
exactly.
Hey, look, speaking of Taryn, there she is. Hi, Taryn.
Hey.
Hello again.
Yeah.
Taryn, we're all over the place.
Yeah.
We started on topic, but oh my goodness, we have lost that subject a while ago. So,
Always.
Taryn knows how that is. I think I actually picked up my style from Taryn because she doesn't seem to stay on topic very well either. So
Oh no, we were all off there too.
she starts out with good intentions and then just downhill from there. I think that's
That's
right.
like every great. Hey, good intentions are great, but it's okay to deviate. That's how creativity happens.
Hey, we got 3 of them up here, Taryn. So
Yeah.
we got 3 of them this time. So you can say that and you got almost all of us covered. So
I just trimmed. Yeah, not Shelly, but I just trimmed mine.
I was gonna say, oh no, you missed it earlier. I made a
we
crack.
talked about it.
I did
really?
make a crack. I said I feel left out because I don't have a white beard. I might have to stop dyeing my hair. But that's like, well, I'm Italian. If I let it grow out a little more, there's a few hairs I could get.
like Fu Manchu, just a couple.
Oh. No, yeah, actually, yeah, the normal places we can act like it doesn't happen, but we know.
Well, our head of floor security has a beard like yours, Tom, but it's big brown bushy one. He's got some silver in it, but yeah.
It used to be brown when I dyed it, and I was like,
I got tired of that too.
He bushes it out. And he's got big earrings like mine. He wears like one of those fancy leather, like a top hat type deal.
Both of them are pierced. I just haven't had the piercings in for a while, but yeah, they're both pierced and everything else. So
Right.
I just get all the time. Hey, you look like Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's what I hear all the time.
Maybe because you're. I think it's only because when you smile, like it's not your eyes up. I think it's just you smile and you got a goatee.
Right. It's the white.
I mean, I was
goatee
gonna say
and
that's the only thing I could think of. It's your cheeks. You got a little.
No,
you got a
yeah.
nice smile and you got a goatee. I guess that sounds weird now.
She's like, I take it all back.
Well, no, it's just like great. Yeah, just gonna watch out now that, make sure it's like, that sounded really random. But I was like, no. But I can see what they mean by a smile, but you don't really look like them.
So I'm going to kind of bring everyone back really quick for the topic at hand. Hey, everyone, by the way, guess what? We're talking about this thing right here. Fantasm Orlando is going to be happening on the 19th to the 21st of August. For those who are popping in late and you want to know everything that's going on, go check out those sites right there. We have phantasmofficial.com on the Facebook site. You have facebook.com/Fantasm Orlando. For those who don't know who I am sitting here talking with, right there is Bill Slevin. He's an active participant this year, as well as someone who's just going to be out there checking it all out for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh time, whatever. Right down there to my diagonal side, that is Tony. He is actually the founder of the Fantasm Orlando. And the beautiful lady down below me, Shelly, she is the Shock Reel Cinema Film Festival lead. So she's the head of that. So they're all going to be there together, hanging out, doing cool stuff. All kinds of cool events. I'm going to have you kind of keep talking, go back through them again for me, if you would, Tony, kind of what people should be expecting when they go out to here and check it out.
We are a third-year horror convention at the Doubletree Hilton at the entrance to Universal Studios. It's a new venue. We were at a different venue for the first 2 years. We have horror celebrities. We have the Fear Street Killers from the Netflix series that came out last year. We have Camp Nightwing Killer, Skull Mask Killer, Ruby Lane, and the Milkman. We've got 3 Michael Myers. We have the flashback Michael from Halloween Kills, and Chris Duran from H2O, and Don Shanks from H5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Outstanding.
We have Christopher Nelson, who did the makeup for the new Halloween 3 movies that were out, as well as Fear Street. He's excellent makeup artist, Academy Award-winning makeup artist. We have Nick Benson, makeup artist that worked on the Nightmare on Elm Street films, as well as Dead Heat and Tremors and all kinds of other things. We have the Monster Manor podcast with Boris and Scott Fenster. We have Bill, head of the paranormal area, as well as Shelly with our film festival. The film festival is running all 3 days, and they're able to take submissions on Film Freeway. Right now, we have a full build on-site haunt, which is going to be about 3,000 square feet, actually.
Awesome.
So it's pretty big, and it's actually inside. It's called Voodoo-Sance, and it's put on by the Nightmare Chamber. It's going to be like a New Orleans-themed haunt attraction this year. So we're really excited about that. Those guys bust their butts to put on a great show, and last year's show, it got off to a late start, but they cranked on it and got it done, and it was very, very well received. So we have late night shows going on after the vendors room closed. We have a full vendors room, things like that. There's photo ops. There's all kinds of great things going on. The Suncoast Ghostbusters will be there. We have an art show this year. It's the first year we're having an actual art show running for the 3 days, which is like silent auction display, buy it now.
I need to be there for that. Yeah. I got a house to decorate.
Yeah, right. There's a model kit, like a monster model kit competition that's going on. That'll be Saturday. So that's like, the old Aurora kits, Dracula, Frankenstein, anything like that. They will be on display. They will be judging for that. You can buy them as well. Some of them will be for sale.
Very cool.
We have the Creature Call costume contest going on as well. So it's going to be a great time. Like I said, this is the 3rd year, so we're hoping to grow this.
Yeah, August 19th to 21st. So, yep. Beautiful.
And on my side, I'm going to be there with some of my team members. I'm going to have all my equipment, our whole setup that we always have. I'm going to be doing a bunch of panels on Saturday. And if you missed the announcement before, we have Chris McKennell, who is now a guest. He is the grandson of Ed and Lorraine Warren. He has been investigating with them since he was 16, and he runs the Warren Legacy Foundation, which is a great organization that kind of bridges everybody together across the country to help more people, that need investigations. I'm their regional director of the Southeast U.S. now. And we have Kelly coming in from New Jersey with she's the haunted caretaker. She has tons of haunted items that she's going to have down there. She's going to be talking about them. And yeah, there's going to be a little more this year on the paranormal side. It should be a lot of fun. We have a bunch of panels. Chris is hopefully going to be doing some panels on possibly a little more behind the scenes real stories about maybe The Conjuring, maybe Amityville. I'm not sure which ones yet he'll be doing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And then just briefly, as I mentioned, independent films, short films, features in the film festival room, and then stuff, other fun things like panels with some of the FX artists that we're going to have. That's on display. Going to be there. Some other teaching panels for people who want to get or interested in filmmaking, and we are going to do fun little nighttime events like a creature feature hosted movie, which Tony will be enjoying as part of that on a Saturday night. And he's scared because it's technically a full moon movie. They're not trauma, but they're kind of, they're in that realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This subspecies and cellar dweller.
I like subspecies though.
Oh, I do too.
That is fantastic.
That's because that's the good one, but they also make movies called Evil Bong. So you kind of can see the trend that they have.
Shelly, you want to hear something funny? I grew up in New Jersey originally.
Oh my God.
You know Toxic Avengers. And my English teacher, who was also our film study teacher in high school, he was in the first one. There's my wife.
Oh my.
Now she's on.
There she is.
Hi.
She remembered because she just tried to call me.
I know. I saw her picture popped up. I'm like, I know who that is. I'm throwing this up there.
So who was he in the, like, where was he in?
If you remember the movie well, when
I own it on Blu-ray, so yes, I know it well.
He was the one that got the parking ticket in front of the dry cleaners.
Oh my God. Yes.
When I found that, I was the one that found that out. When I found that out, we never let him live that down. He hated us. We brought it in when he was out one day and they had a sub, and I got him to play it. They didn't know what it was. I played it on the TV in our class, our film.
Wait, you gotta, what, man, you really convinced that substitute to show something.
Yeah, they didn't know anything. We put that on. They were pretty pissed. But he was so pissed at us, besides he's a film study teacher, and the acting in that was really, really bad. His role was really, really bad. So we never let him live that down. He wanted to kill me.
That's awesome.
That's what I did in high school. That's
I swear I know plenty of people, like my one friend from New Jersey is like, you can always tell people from New Jersey because they have a personality, but they definitely it could be all over. It can either be angry, happy, or just expectant of everything and anything. It's
depends on the day.
We accept that we might be the most polluted state in this country. We go for it. We don't care.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of talking about Toxic Avenger? How do you think the remake is going to go with Peter Dinklage?
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, they're doing a new one with Peter Dinklage.
Oh, geez, that's going to be interesting.
That's a good word for it. Interesting.
I guess I don't know. To me, it's so hard to see because usually when you do remakes, you try to remake something that's okay to make it better. And I get that, but kind of the part of the things with Toxie is kind of the feel with Trauma. It's kind of the campiness that makes Toxie Toxie.
It's supposed to be bad.
And they still do. They have done maybe 10 years ago or maybe longer now. Toxie movies, maybe it's 15. God, I don't know. And he's still fun, but he's still that campy part. That's what everyone wants. So I don't know if it's not going to be campy. I don't know how it would work, but I'm willing to see it, but I don't know how it would work.
It's the same thing as Sleepaway Camp. Love them, but don't make that a serious movie. Don't try to make that with real effects and real acting and things like that.
The plot alone kind of, you can only go campy when you think of a superhero who fell into toxic waste and became a superhero.
In a tutu.
Wearing a tutu. And has his mop.
Here's a little bit of information. When I was little up in New Jersey and I was in the Boy Scouts, we used to stay at Camp Nobi Bosco all the time, like 3-4 times a year, which is where they filmed the original Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So I used to sleep in those cabins, and we used to sneak out. I don't even know how old we were. Middle of the 80s, and
What a dream that would have been.
Right.
yeah, we would sneak out of the cabins at night, like 1 o'clock in the morning. They would freak out if we did. And we want to see who has guts. Get in that lake at 1 o'clock in the morning when you're like 12. They had the original sign in the little store up front when you used to come in. They didn't embrace it like they do now. Now they do like overnight tours and all kind of things. But back then it was a Boy Scout camp only. So nobody really talked about it. You knew about it, and they had the sign in the front store. But then somebody had a hockey mask and go around by the cabins and just.
I'm sure they loved it. I'm sure they loved
constant. Yeah, it was constant.
I went up to Chiller in 2003, and just being there, because I'm from upstate New York originally. I've only been, and I went to New York City in that same trip. First time I'd ever been to New York City. But we were at Chiller, Jersey, and just knowing that I was there, close, not necessarily close, but I could have gone to the camp, and I didn't, and I couldn't. It sucked because
he's still regretting it. He's just going to make a visit sometime, probably just to go.
It'd be awesome.
Have so many autographs sitting up here that are from Chiller. I used to go to Chiller all the time.
I went one time.
It was good. I liked it up there.
Yeah.
So just like the Halloween stuff, he'll use his daughter as an excuse to go, I'm sure. He'll say, she wants to go, so I have to take her.
And then she'll make my grandmother take her, and then my wife take her.
Didn't I have to sign a contract? And I think I put that Tom needed to be there as my backup, right? I think I was in the
I'll have to check it. I don't think so, but I'll have to check.
Sorry, Nicole.
Sorry, Nicole. That's just going to have to happen. Sorry.
He'll get there. We'll get him there. We'll get him there one day.
There's a laughter in the background if you didn't hear it, so I can hear it. My house isn't haunted. Well, it might be, but that's not the haunting part. It's the fact that she's just back in the background laughing in the other room. So,
if you go, she's going to test that Superman theory out again.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, probably. You mean because of stuff like this?
Yeah.
No, she won't do that. She'll wait till the lake freezes over, and then there's an accident.
An accident on the lake.
An accident to get life insurance.
No, unfortunately, she lives with me, and she's learned too many of my secrets, so she knows what to do with the body. So
she watches a lot of crime shows, like they all do.
I remember earlier when I said I used to do bad things to bad people. Well, she's learned some of those things. So
tell her I'll be able to come out there, and I'll be able to get the real info afterwards.
Right?
We'll find out the real story.
Just make sure you don't have any wood chippers or anything that.
Oh, there you go. There's the answer.
See, there we go.
Fine, you go, but you owe me.
What would she make you do?
I think she's talking to all four of us.
Oh, probably.
If I'm going, I'm taking all of you with me. That's how that works.
Well, Bill's the one. He's the one that wants to put you in the contract.
See?
So he goes first.
Are you sure that you want that to happen? Because if he goes first, that means the rest of you got to watch.
I'm just saying, it's his fault. It's not our fault. His fault.
You hang out enough weird places. You hear whatever enough stuff. You just learn to block it out.
Right? You end up just embracing it, really.
Yeah, whatever. We've watched some weird movies too. Anything's got to be normal after that.
Yeah, there's a channel that's out there that my wife laughs at because it always shows the old, really old black and white, non-scary movies. It's called Comet TV, and it's
yeah.
And it just shows some of the worst of the worst.
I think you guys don't have the same standards I have. I have a lot more. I don't want to say lower standards, but I've seen a lot more variety. So I probably have lower standards of what I consider bad versus what everyone else does.
Shelly
So-
watches all the sleaze and all the.
Me
The
too.
sleaze isn't
I will tell you that one of the most and it's not even a horror movie, but it's just one of the most horrific ones to watch that I absolutely love because it's just that bad. Is Santa Claus Conquers the Martians?
Oh, okay,
And-
that's
oh,
cute.
I
That
don't
is-
know that one.
You don't. Oh my goodness, Bill! You have to go watch. That one's worse than Tyre.
Oh,
If you've ever seen
oh,
Tyre,
oh.
it's worse than Tyre.
I was pretty bad. I'll have to
So-
download that tonight.
All I
Santa-
know is there was one movie I watched, and usually my motto is if in 30 minutes I cannot even get, because I usually you want to give something 30 minutes. I don't usually try and stop things, but usually 30 minutes is where a good thing. And there's only been like one movie I completely stopped at that point and never tried again. I can't even remember. But the one that I clearly remember that was bad, and it was more on the technical aspect. It, old slasher, you know how those go back in the day. They're just doing low budget, so on. And that stuff doesn't bother me. The fact that it wasn't that, I get it. But when you can hear them flute, like their score was someone using a flute, and you could hear the exhale. I was like, why
That's
did
so you
I
can hear them
buy
breathe?
this? And it wasn't just like a short; it was like a 5-minute long flute. Well, like it was weird, but it was just the exhale of it. It was like that, and that's what I mean when we were talking earlier about music and audio and sound. That made me more angry than not being able to see something.
Well, they were probably doing it in camera. The guy was next
Yep.
to the camera.
Yep.
with
Oh
the
yeah,
flute.
it was definitely
Yeah.
it was definitely. And
Yeah.
we've seen some of it. Sometimes they'll fix things or do things, but yeah, there were some. This one was kind of. There's always that sort of thing. Sometimes it's really, if it's a bootleg or a really bad older movie that hasn't been updated, you'll get stuff like you just can't see it, or it's really dark, or they just never fixed it. Some things, but that's
Yep.
not bad for me. It's usually if you can't make it enjoyable or entertaining. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least something
Right.
entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's funny if my wife's still on there, she will agree to this. She, when I work from home every once in a while, she come in. Like I said, she does not like horror movies. She doesn't like them. She doesn't even like violent movies, really. I have my TV going in here all day when I'm home working. She comes in and she's just like, "There's something wrong with you. All I hear all day long is screaming coming from your office."
That's not
That's
even
just
that bad. Oh, she is.
He says, "There's something wrong. It's bad. You're bringing bad energy into the house."
I would say there is. Oh, that's not that. I would say if there's a movie that, like, for me, the things that really mess with me would be a movie that I find morally, like, I think there's something wrong with me to watch it, and that's not usually a bad movie or even like a slash or whatever. It's usually something that's horror movie, but it's used more elements in reality,
Right.
or more like what terrible things people can do, and
Right.
that I
8 millimeter.
find probably more scary because people can be really bad. Let's just leave it at that. But we know though. So when something says something like that, I was like, ugh, like I can't. I know it's probably a good movie, but just reading the description of a Serbian film, I know it's technically really
Yeah.
great. The plot's good, but
Yeah.
once I
That's a-
read, it wasn't
that's a
even the
different level.
beginning part, but the very last scene. It more about the last scene, what they talked about, which, and
That's
it's like that's just like not even about attacks and SA and all
No,
that stuff,
no,
but
no.
more about the fact that it just made you feel dirty and gross after. And again, that was for me. I don't want to watch something that's going to make me feel like I'm messed up, so I don't. But I have, that's what I find is bad. Something like that, or something that's completely unable to have any entertainment value.
Well, there's a handful of movies that are out there that I've seen that I feel like are based. I mean,
Shock
they don't
horror.
come out and say they're based on real life, but some of the places I have been that I've walked through when I used to do bad things, when you're walking through some of those villages or some of those areas, and you're like, is that human skin and human stuff they have hanging there that they're just gonna eat later on? That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, who walked through here before and went, that would make a great movie. You know,
Yeah.
That is almost every indie filmmaker that I know. It not necessarily like that situation, but like they'll stumble upon something. Oh, it's an old abandoned place. Oh, there's something that caught on fire. Hurry up, get the camera out and
Right.
let's do something.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's some stuff we walked through, and I was like, "That's long enough that it could be human meat or human flesh." And
Let's just walk.
no, we're just gonna keep going, and and make sure our guns are ready to go.
Yeah.
And somewhere somebody's like, that would make a good movie.
Right? You're welcome.
Exactly.
In fact, right now, after this, I guarantee someone's gonna watch this. Like, you know what? I heard we should go to this area, and it's like, oh, great. We know he lives here. He used to live here. Maybe we could guess that they'll try and track down where this was so they can film it.
They're gonna have to travel quite a long ways to go find it.
Probably, yes, quite a bit.
So, I think this is probably a good place to wrap up.
Some of us have day jobs in the morning, so I do.
I actually do have to go in tomorrow. I just didn't have to go in today. So one more time, though, I do want to advertise this out. Folks, go out there and check this out. This is the phantasmofficial.com. The Facebook site is facebook.com/Fantasm Orlando. It's going to be taking place August 19th to the 21st. And I want to thank all three of you, Tony, Shelly, and Bill, for being here.
Thanks for having us. Bill, thanks for the invite.
I love the show, and I know that we already have people that are talking about going to it and trying to get down there and everything else, and have just a ton of interest. And I know that a lot of the people that
I think you need to post what your wife just put up. Put it.
Oh, so you want that one, huh? I was not going to.
I saw it. I did.
Sure. So here's what my wife posted.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you guys know, one of Tom's pickup lines to me was, you have 365 pressure points to the body, and some of them can kill you. Yes. But that I actually did say that, and she was dumb enough to marry me anyways. That's her own damn fault. Blame her. So.
Well, it worked. It worked.
Yeah. So Jamie's saying, thanks, guys. Just gonna check this out. Bill, you're missed. I don't know why, but you're missed.
She's been away for 2 weeks already over in Brazil.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got one more.
Man, that's quite a long time to be away from her.
That's a lot of sage she's got to burn.
That's a lot of sage. So
she has no idea.
Joe, much appreciated, brother. Glad you were here. Joe is also out in Hawaii, so that's just fantastic that at some point I'm going to get him to invite me out there, and we're going to figure out what to go do out there.
I think you need to invite all these people to have all these people invite you out there. There's a lot of traveling to do.
You come to Phantasm, and then I'll hop on with you, and we'll go to Hawaii.
And we'll go check out Joe. Yeah, and we'll make sure that Jamie comes along with us too. So we'll just drag them all with us. So Joe, you better have a big enough house where I'll come in your direction. So I'll sleep in the yard. I don't care. But anyways, thank you again. I very much appreciate it. If you want to, Bill, you know how to get to my sites. You guys know. I think you guys know how to get to my sites now. If you guys want to advertise out there on my page. I don't care.
Thank you very much.
I'm more than happy to advertise for you guys out there. I think it's going to be great. I am going to find a way out there at some point. Remember, I'm in Omaha for people who are trying to figure out how come I can't go there right now. But it's down in Orlando, and it's going to be a way I have to get down there because I know this is just going to keep on growing and growing, and you guys are just going to keep doing more and more awesome things. And
Tom and his team are part of my paranormal research network. So
yes, we are.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we had to bring him out.
Well, when that thing takes over a whole wing of that hotel, and
yeah,
that's the plan.
Yeah, come on, help Bill out. So no, I appreciate that. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for the shout out. But I want all three of you to have a fantastic night. I'm going to keep plugging this out as we go because this doesn't start until August 19th to 21st. So I'm just going to keep sending out that commercial I built so that way people can get out there and take a look at it. We're going to see if we can make that grow even more from my end, and I'll just throw it out to all the pages I hook up to as well. So hopefully they'll be advertising it out as well. So
very much appreciated. Thank you,
yeah,
Tom.
no problem. So I'm just going to throw you guys backstage. If you want to stay around and talk afterwards, you can. If not, have a great night. But I'm going to go ahead and shut you guys out so I can go ahead and say goodnight to my audience.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
All right, everyone, that's my show. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming out. Hale, much appreciated, brother. Glad you were able to make it out here. Feel free to come back anytime. My name's Tom Springer. For those who don't know me, normally my show, Stuff I Never Learned from a Schoolbook, right up there, is on Monday nights. It's actually on Facebook, facebook.com/Stuff I Never Learned from a Schoolbook. You can go out to Twitch. I'm at twitch.tv/Stuff I Never Learned. Go out there, take a look. Let me know what you think. I love feedback. I just want to grow this site out so everyone kind of has an opportunity to talk, tell their stories, and everything else they want to do. Much love to Shelly, Bill, and Tony for coming out and sharing all the exciting stuff they got coming on. Hopefully you guys can find a way to get out there. Tell your friends, tell your family. I don't care who you tell your dogs. Get them out there to Orlando so they can go check it out. That's going to be a lot of fun. Monday, I do have another show. Melinda Williams will be on here. She is kind of an all-around everything paranormal, so you're not going to want to miss her. 7:00 p.m. Central, Monday nights, Stuff I Never Learned from a Schoolbook. Let me go ahead and throw these out there really quick. There you go, facebook.com, Stuff I Never Learned from a Schoolbook. There's my Twitch. I'm also part of a paranormal investigation team, Dimensional Encounters Paranormal, right here. We have a Facebook site, facebook.com, Dimensional Encounters Paranormal. Instagram, Out to the Other Side, Dimensional_Encounters. YouTube. Our YouTube channel has a long name, but if you just type in Dimensional Encounters Paranormal, you will find it. Go ahead and check it out. One last time, go out and check this out. PhantasmOfficial.com, Facebook site, facebook.com/Fantasm Orlando. Other than that, y'all have a great night. Much love, and we will see you next Monday.